Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our holiday cabaret for the Coalition for the Homeless. My name is Kaylee Lozito, and I will be your host this evening. 2020 has been wild, to say the absolute least, but I'm sure that isn't news to you. This year has been filled with much loss and heartache, especially stemming from COVID-19. This pandemic has affected each and every one of us in one way or another. Many have lost their jobs, their loved ones, and even simply their sense of normalcy. COVID-19 has dramatically impacted the lives of the homeless population, especially here in New York City. Homeless New Yorkers are especially vulnerable, as they have much higher rates of serious underlying health problems. They lack access to quality health care and have no way to self-quarantine. The Coalition for the Homeless here in New York has been operating around the clock to meet the needs of homeless New Yorkers during this terrible crisis. Their nightly mobile soup kitchen increased meal production by 40% and has handed out more than 200,000 emergency meals since the onset of the crisis. They have distributed more than 50,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, provided more than 130,000 surgical masks to homeless New Yorkers to stem transmission of the virus. They've distributed thousands of prepaid cash cards that homeless individuals can use to purchase essential items like hygiene, medication, food, and clothing. And that is just scratching the surface of the work that they're doing. For tonight, we have created a GoFundMe that will be linked to our live stream, in which all proceeds are sent directly to the Coalition for the Homeless, as to help them continue their amazing work that they're doing this holiday season. Even with everything that's going on, we still have so much to be thankful for. Tonight, myself and many of my talented friends have come together to perform and get you into the holiday spirit, all the while raising money for such a wonderful cause. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first performer this evening is Isaiah Bostic. Isaiah is a recent graduate from Western Connecticut State University, where he received his BFA in musical theater. Isaiah is very excited to be sharing the gift of music for tonight and wants to remind you to wear your masks and spread some joy this holiday season. Singing Someday at Christmas, here is Isaiah Bostic.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars, when we have learned what Christmas is for. When we have found what life's really worth, there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas we'll see a land with no hungry children, no empty hands. One happy morning people will share a world where people care. Someday at Christmas there'll be no tears, when all men are equal and no man has fears. One shining moment, one prayer away from